vision, but you've got MVP that moved out. QO starts farming up agents. KP starts pushing out top lane. They've got a couple of players now behind March, who's in mid. But they just try and make more of the map, and VG Gaming, I'm not saying they're scared on the map, but it doesn't really seem like they're that comfortable moving outside their own base right now, just because of how aggressive MVP are playing.
It's nighttime. Slark owns right now. Yep. You're playing against a super farm Slark at nighttime with your 1,000 hit point support. It's not very fun. But with that said, Fenrir did manage to grab himself a Glimmer Cape. This is a very good item against the Slark. Of course, he's not carrying any detection. He does not have any stuns until he goes for a Basher into Abyssal build. And in that last fight as well, when I saw the charge in and QO pouncing into the cogs, I was like, okay, there's going to be a really good freezing field. Fenrir didn't have it skilled. He has it now, and he used it toward the end of the fight. Got the level up from the first kill. Glimmer Cape freezing field could really be a problem for MVP. Do they have any detection on
QO
actually don't.
Jumping in, they're going after Super, the charge there too. They're fully armored up. The weave was used before this fight, so it's going to be difficult to inflict any kind of damage. Ice, at least cogging them in, but now your death ward again being cancelled. The adaptive strike going to work, and Fenrir lets it go, but there's not many of MVP around to actually take the damage. Super, Laguna Blade, he actually brings down QO March. The job will be finished. It was the Urn Charge that was doing the work, and Fenrir trying to control up a Spirit Breaker, but that's one mad cow being chased out. In fact, he's just running himself away, letting KP blink further away from VG Gaming. It's still a 2-for-1 transfer, that'd be a 2-2 as Morphling ends the Queen of Pain streak. So much money in for Hal. At the end of that engagement, this is not the fight MVP wanted.
They only got one kill. The Lina suicided at the end of that, so it's a really big win for VG Gaming.
Hal can actually buy the full Skadi if he wants it now. So much. In fact, yep, there she is. The Morphling is now a real problem during the team fights. And Super on top lane, actually going for that Yours on March. They're going to keep fighting him. And well, Laguna Blade comes back off cooldown to snap March out. So VG Gaming, they get another easy pick off. The downside is the BKB was already purchased by the SP. So you already have his full BKB up and running. So you don't take too much money away, but you're still finding more and more kills.
They need to be so careful now, MVP. They were in a great position with their start. Everything was looking very good. If they make one or two more mistakes, Hal's late game Morphling is extremely difficult to deal with. And I don't feel like, so we've been talking a lot about how good Slark is here. I don't think MVP have very good counters for the Morphling super late. Slark is pretty good. If you get to lock down the Morphling and you get a lot of attacks in, you can steal so much agility and you can remove some of his armor. But overall, the high mobility of the hero, I would say, gives him a favorable matchup late game against Slark. MVP, if they had a super fun Spirit Breaker, sure, but he's been playing pretty sacrificial as we talked about. He has a BKB only at minute 32.
Hasn't been a fun escape for him. But we are looking for the lockdown, so it looks like a bad skill coming in from the Slark. Unless he sees a butterfly appearing on the Morphling, it feels like a Monkey King Fire is his option. But for now, the top lane, Hal's fine here. He's still got himself a, well then again, maybe he should be fine. The SB coming in for the Nether Strike, and Hal, he had a replicate, needs more time, and then he jumps out. Going to survive through this, and the BKB from KP, FY, causing more troubles. They are going to have a crash in the mid lane. Ice turns it around. He actually managed to avoid the leash, and then locks him inside the cogs. The charge is coming in, and with that time, Ice just going to TP himself out. They go for more VG. Febby was in too close. Well, Shallow Grave and March, he's being picked up and tossed around. He was actually still charging Ice back in base. He'll TP out in time. Febby will not be so lucky. Hal's right behind him. Adaptive strikes to kill him off. And VG Gaming, now 2 consecutive fights heavily going their way. And you do get the Lina Aghanim Scepter now. That's what she spends the money on.
Super's decision to go for the Bloodstone has really worked out here. Gave him a lot of tankiness. He's already increased the number of charges even after having to suicide once. He still manages to get a very timely axe here. This could be Elena Rax. Morphling is very quick at pushing the tower with this high agility, and there's pretty much no threat.
Especially if KP can't get up there. Ice was looking for him. Try and stop the TP back. Spirit Breaker playing around with Fenrir as well. But Hal just keeps going to work. They're going to back out now. Slark's up in a moment.
This is one of those scary situations where, you know, the game is pretty even on experience and gold, and you feel like MVP definitely have the damage output they need to kill off key heroes, but If they make one mistake, they could almost lose the game just from that. They could lose 2 lanes of racks. I'm assuming the Morphling of Hal will go for maybe either a Butterfly or a Mantis style next, and regardless of which item he chooses, he pushes so much faster than what you just saw. Can easily take a lane and a half in a minute.
Charge coming in from MVP. Gonna actually go straight through Ice, turns on the BKB, runs past the entire of VG Gaming. Ice being isolated, the Orc is still on him. There's no extra damage until he comes on back. The Slark finds the kill. Fenrir dropping quickly as well. Laguna Blake Hero has to leave himself away. He's in the side of the tree, out of vision, but KP comes in, killing up across the main, and QO back in 1 second as March charges. He's got 9 life, and he charges in for this one. FY might get the screen, but can't stop his super. Orc it up. His physical damage is more than enough right now. Sending Q up in the air. They need a stun or something to stop super, and the paralyzing cast can do it. Bouncing back and forward. Here comes March again. The cast will now stop, but is there more damage? How? He is just too strong. 3.5k life. They cannot repel him, and this will be Nuts dying in the tree line. KP's also on the run. The Lina is chasing him down. Super needs more movement speed, and in the tree line, Light Strike Rate just off target. They can't get the team wipe. VG will still lose 3, but MVP lose 4. They stop VG Gaming for going for Roshan, but MVP, that Spirit Breaker again. Through all of VG Gaming is still hanging around on under 50 life.
Not just playing incredibly well. Like, he's 3-12 and 10. I feel like he's played a great game. That fight for me was pretty much perfect. Sure, he ends up getting killed at the end, but he made so much space in the fight. For his first charge, hitting like 3 or 4 heroes with BKB, zoning out 2 heroes to get a free kill on the Clockwork. But it wasn't enough for MVP in that situation. The Roshan will go to VG Gaming. Even Laguna blading him up for style points here. Super, and How is going to go for that Butterfly as it looks. That's the Eagle song. And Super and How survive. So the 2 big cores on VG live to take Roshan. It also means they get a big gold advantage out of it, of course, as those kills are the most valuable.
There really is no way to...
Bloodstone charges.
They can't kill the Morphling. They're getting to the point now. Once Morphling has that Butterfly up and running, you've got Evasion to fight against. Your nuke power is not enough to burn through the Morphling. With Mental Life, you can also gain during the fight by strength morphing up. You need Marge to get the perma hits in with his bashes, and you get a basher on the Slark. So QO, for all his damage, he's still going to be missing during the fight. So a manly fight against both the Slark as well as the Morphling won't really work, but then again, FY, there's your bash going to work for QO into FY, next he stole, well, he actually ended up getting pounced, and FY 4-stars up, isolating him, QO needs more help here, he can't pounce out, they control him too much! 70 seconds with no buyback, FY escaping the engagement. And they're looking for more. Febby's on the run from Hound. This could even be bigger if you lose your Dazzle as well as your Slark. They can just take mid-racks. Febby on the run out of here. Evasion not going to help him. Back to Adapted Strike. He does have DP up, but there's no way he's going to survive long enough to use it. That is 2 heroes down for MVP, and VG Gaming, their only concern right now is top lane, but they can take a mid-racks in return.
It's 2 heroes and 2 lanes of racks. How could do it alone right now? He is going to be pushing so fast, but of course, he's going to have plenty of help coming in from Super with this ridiculous amount of attack speed. Just look at these barracks just disappear. It's currently only Hal hitting it. Imagine if the Lina was laying into that one as well, but she's going to go for the top tower. MVP doing the right thing. They can't defend this at all. So they're going to try to get the best possible trade here, which is unfortunately for them a tier 2 tower. But if they try to fight, the game is over. They have to give 2 lanes up. They can't fight with that.
No other choice, but at least MVP have one upside. That tier 2 tower still exists on the bottom, which is the only reason why VG Gaming are not sticking around for Megas. The SB is charging in, but this is way too early. None of his team is alive. So March gets to his own secret shop. But the charge is not completed, obviously. Crystal Maiden buying herself something nice. Now Solar Crest to go with that Glimmer Cape. Fully accessorized CM.
They just got so much gold.
Yep.
When you get 2 lanes of racks, just look at that.
12,000 gold, 11,000 in the experience. It's all swinging the way of VG Gaming. An Aghanim Scepter for FY. If he wasn't dangerous before, he's even more dangerous now. He's even still got a casually stolen Shallow Grave.
They can make a big play with this, actually. I don't think MVP are aware at all. Oh, QO's in a really bad position, actually.
There's your hook shot. They catch him out, pick him up, throw him down. Adaptive Strike for the stun. QO! Again down for the count, and again 70 seconds on the sideline.
That's got to be game over. How are they going to hold this for a whole minute without their most farmed hero?
I think even if they
Never mind, Prop is their most farmed hero. How are they going to hold without their second most farmed hero?
Even if they had the Slark, I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. VG Gaming is so strong that they can't keep him out. You have a Witch Doctor ulti. The only beautiful way that MVP would do this is if Spirit Breaker causes such chaos, the paralyzing past person so much, and Witch Doctor gets a full duration, uninterrupted, Aghanim Scepter ulti. It's still only level 2 though. But that's like the only way that VG Gaming would be repelled. They wouldn't even win the fight with that. It's just going to push them back and probably have an even trade.
Well, they've got to go for it. March is currently pushing. He's going to charge now. He's not going to be there in a pretty good time.
They have fortification by a little bit more time, and that weave is going to be pretty much at full max. When he arrives, so in comes March. He's charging after Super. The stun from Super running too late in the BKB. KP jumps out too, but he got bashed up and stunned up almost instantly. KP goes down 80 seconds. And nope, there's your buyback one nudge. Controlled by Ice. That death ward, it just doesn't exist. Ice will kill him in the tree line. KP comes out for the Sonic Wave. The hook shot gonna miss. Can't get out, but it can. Now Rubik actually stole Sonic Wave. He's actually got the ulti to help burst down the spot. All he needs is one extra stun. Q dropping low and fly. There she blows. And down he goes. Triple kill for Al and GG. VG Gaming will take game 1 here against the Korean team MVP. And what a good start. It looked good for MVP. And then VG Gaming, the Morphling came online.
The MVP, I think, felt like they had to make some really aggressive plays, which they definitely did, but they got a little bit overzealous on the fights outside the Dire base, and VG Gaming are just too experienced of a team to get phased by that aggression. They played really solidly. They find the key pickoffs, and of course, solid individual plays from everyone on the side of VG Gaming here. So, great game. Very action-packed, as we expect out of MVP, and VG Gaming probably the favorites going in, showing why.
Yeah, that they do. And MVP, of course, they are a crowd favorite. I'd like to see what they do in game number 2. But for now, let's throw it back over to the analyst desk.
Thank you, Toby. Yeah, game 1 done. And VG Gaming winning that one. And I think the panel might be discussing picks. Because, Seb, you love that Morphling pick in that game.
Yeah, I thought it was a great pick. And as we said also previously, we waited for a Howl performance. Also, actually, Size played very solidly, but I have to say I'm quite impressed with the way he played Morphling, and obviously they picked Morphling not only because they thought it was good, because Morphling is not a hero people are picking right now, it's just a Howl hero. Like he's been known for his Morphling forever, and he likes that hero.
Yeah, I said earlier on, we were talking about it while we were watching. Do we think that's a planned thing, or was it a situational thing? Was it reaction to what MVP were drafting, or was it something they were actually going, no, this is something we can definitely pull out?
It kind of fit the style that, okay, it's super tanky and it can carry them into the late game. I think both teams kind of had that sort of, okay, well, if they do this, we're going to do this. Sort of like the Rubik. We're going to let them have the Rubik and we're going to pick the Slark instead, because Slark's actually pretty good versus Rubik, and he fed off the support for a little bit. The Morphling ended up being really, really good. We thought they had no disables, but then they had a Spirit Breaker at that Roche fight.
Oh dear. Oh, you've rubbed Seb up the wrong way now.
17%.
71% or 17%. It's actually, it is insane. You know, you have those, but we all also had that experience, you know, in pubs or whatever. You have that guy that goes through, you're like, but that's never going to happen. What are you thinking? And then he bashes you once and then twice. And then you don't get to see the third bash because you probably abandoned the game.
Or you died. Yeah.
Usually I don't see the third one, I just...
So when we're talking about heroes you don't like very much, is this worse than Techies?
I don't know. It's sometimes, it's like he's going for the Morphling and you're like, he can't get him. He just can't, he needs like 3 bashes and he gets them. But he always gets those bashes, it feels like there's something